guys want to see this war's cards, be sure to stick around at the end of the video or skip ahead to the 12-minute mark. Alright, what's up guys? War 5 here, Season 21. Coming into this war, we are 1-3. We lost to New Nation in War 1, Kenobi in War 2. We got a win in War 3, and then last war we lost to Matrix. They only died 5 times total. Kenobi, for reference, only died 4 times total. So very interesting, but regardless, we are 1-3, and it looks like, mercifully, we got a good matchup here. We should absolutely win this war. It's probably not going to be close. I do feel a little bit bad for We Are Groot 2D, number 1 because of their alliance name, and number 2 because this is a pretty brutal matchup for them. Let's take a look at my paths here. You guys look around the map here, and you can see that you know, they're a Platinum 2 alliance. When I presume when a lower level alliance matches a higher level alliance, usually they're going to try to make their defense as annoying to deal with as possible, so they're going to put a lot of duplicates across the map, and that's what they did here. So we have 5 things, we've got several Nick Furies, and all that stuff. So anyway, in section 1, I'm going to be on path 1. I've got Hulkbuster here. I'm going to be using Magneto. I've got Quake there. That's a masochism node. I'm going to be using. I've got Magic there. My goodness. I'm going to be using Quake. All right, and then I'm going to be using Quake for this Clairvoyant, a little redemption from last war when I died on that node, using Magneto against an Elsa. Stupid matchup and poor assignment on my part. And then in section 2 on path 1 again, and I've got Thing and Doctor Doom. Those are both going to be parry-style Quake fights. And then Iron Man Infinity War up there. I'm just going to use Magneto, obviously. Mini Island, I'm not certain what, if anything, I'm going to take, but I will likely be on the left side of the map here. My third attacker, I'm going to bring Torch. I'm not going to be using him for any path fights. I'm not sure that I'll use him at all, but if I assign myself some fights on Mini Island, then Torch I think is going to be the best option for both Man-Thing on Rage and Mojo on the Power Focus 1 node. And then Doom, we are going to parry-style Quake him, and we only have 2 Quakes, I think, in the assignments. One of them is going to that Sasquatch. That'll be Dap, so I will be taking Dr. Doom for sure. But anyway, that's it. Let's join up. Again, we're going Magneto, Quake, and Human Torch. And most of these fights are going to be Quake fights. But Magneto's got a couple fights, and then again, Torch is just going to depend on the Mini Island assignments, but I'll probably use him there. Right, here we go. We've got Hulkbuster on Arc Overload and Vigorous Assault. He's metal, of course, so I want to wait out that Vigorous Assault, take a little mini combo to the face to let him think that he's got a chance in this fight, which he doesn't. And then I'm just going to start building up my prowesses a little bit. I'm taking it pretty slowly because I want to get to an SP3 regardless, and I've got plenty of time. So I'm not really worrying about doubling up my prowess quite yet. But there I start to double it up. And I do want to make sure that I'm not pushing him to an SP2. Again, it's mostly just for safety. Because if you guys noticed there, I did shut off the Indestructible from Stubborn because he's metal. I dexed and it didn't apply. And then, yeah, we're going to throw this SP3. And it's going to bleed him pretty good here. I had to take that blocked hit just to get Indestructible off, and then I took a couple more punches as a parting gift to Hulkbuster before he was deceased. Here is a full dex Quake fight against Magic on Masochism, and this was such a bad fight. I was just not good in this fight, really rough quaking. You guys will notice in this fight a lot of extra unnecessary dashbacks that actually throw off my rhythm. And she's being incredibly aggressive, so there was just a thumb swipe error on my part. And really there was another ugly mistake there, just let off my heavy on accident. All I really needed to do is make sure that she doesn't get to a bar of power. Even if she does and she hits me, it's not like the end of the world. All of these dumb mistakes are just costing me potions, which, you know, we want to keep the potion use and item use low, but you know, that's kind of the penalty for such a poor fight. Now here I have another deck style fight. This is on EMP modification. So once I get that precision buff from dexterity, number one, I don't want to hit her, so I don't want to like let off a heavy on accident, because if she is running Mystic Dispersion, that would trigger Mystic Dispersion because that would count as that precision buff expiring. But overall, this fight is going pretty well. I'm still a little bit sloppy with my additional movements on Quake. But by this point, I'm like settled in a little bit, and you know, I'm comfortable enough that I know that I'm not going to take a bunch of unnecessary hits like I did against Magic. So she goes down pretty quickly. I'm also running half suicides, by the way, for this war attack. I've got only the bleed suicides. I really like to keep the poison suicides off or liquid courage off because it negates healing by 30%. So all healing factors, including willpower and regen boosts, it's going to negate their effectiveness by 30%. All poison effects do that in MCOC. So I like to have it off, and really Quake has plenty of attack to deal with these fights. And these two fights here in Section 2, Thing and Dr. Doom next, he's the reason that I applied the combat regen boost, just because of his black penetration. But they're very, very simple fights, parry style. I think that any parry style opponent that has slow or single move heavy attacks is really pretty straightforward. The ones that are tricky parry style are like Magic. With her heavy, it's like a kick, and if you don't time it right, you can get clipped by one of those. But yeah, that's it. So here I did lose a little bit of health at the beginning of the fight, but not a big deal. I just want to get to the corner because then I'm in full control, either dex or parry style. Being out in the open, especially playing parry style and trying not to trigger any buffs, because against Doom, if you mess up and he shocks you, then he can auto-nullify those buffs. That's kind of the trickiest part. But once you get backed into your own corner with Quake, you're in a good spot. All right, you guys know this fight. This is just Iron Man Infinity War with Magneto. Iron Man Infinity War cannot heal against Magneto at all, so you guys will see some of my prowess buffs get nullified from Buffet, but it won't trigger any healing on him. Also, I'm bleeding him because Magneto's 70% ability accuracy reduction against metal champs is preventing his armors from popping up consistently as often as they would. There is one armor and it's below 15%, so he's gaining power. Not really a big deal. Just, finish him off there with one extra heavy. All right, so in the scouting phase, I said that I thought maybe Human Torch would be a good idea for this Man Thing, and I'm sure that he would be totally fine, but Quake is definitely safer. because with Quake, you really don't have to worry about Mystic Dispersion. You don't have to worry about him nullifying your buffs on contact. I mean, he can do that against Quake, but if you're playing parry style, then you're going to have a lot fewer buffs that he can nullify on contact. So he does end up converting, I think, right there, he nullified my dexterity just through the blocked hit and converted that into a postural, but not really a big deal. Now this fight is sped up 2.5 times. You guys can kind of see the clock, the little fight timer. This fight took a while because of the rage damage cap applying to the aftershock effects of Quake, and Man-Thing has a pretty healthy HP pool, but yeah, not a dangerous fight at all with Quake. And then here's kind of that awkward little dance that we do against Dr. Doom if you don't want to trigger dexterity once in the fight. And I didn't want to trigger it once in the fight because that just makes the fight a little bit more dangerous. But obviously I need to get backed into a corner, so I was using my auto evades to kind of back myself up on the map. And yeah, once I'm back here in the corner, then the fight is basically over. If I do make a mistake, then it could not be over, or it could be over for me instead of Dr. Doom, but I'm not going to make any mistakes in this fight. And I'm pretty consistently nailing my parries, which is nice. You can see all the damage that he does through my parries just because his block penetration is so great. But I mean, there he did 3% of my health, but not a problem at all. And that was the end to my war. I had 8 fights. Legacy took care of that thing boss for us. And we had an excellent rebound war here. Last war, BG3 died 5 times, which is a season high for us. This war, we only died once. So that's twice this season. We finished with only 1 death. And pretty proud of us so far this season. So let's take a look at the cards for this war. We've got Karate Mike, the Karate Man, using Ghost to solo Apocalypse Boss in BG1. Check out that video. Lags using Sorcerer Supreme. His war vid will be up soon. And then Yusuf in BG2 with the Platinum card. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like and a comment. I'll see you in the next video.